keep it 100 Oklahoma High School Sports on this Sunday, chilly Sunday, as we get ready for a little bit of NFL football. Me and Big E's team both got knocked off, so guess now we are just tuners for somebody else. We got Jonah. Jonah's on the phone. What's up, Jonah?
San Fran still, you know. Oh, don't hate on.
How long you been a San Fran fan for?
For life.
Okay.
I've been his brother. I'm 51 years old, and I ain't never heard him see a San Fran shirt.
Because I don't wear a grown man's jersey. What I look like wearing a grown man's
underwear, T-shirt, socks. I mean, you're a fan. You're
fly.
A fan. Like I'm a Cowboys fan. I got a Cowboys blanket, right?
Yeah.
I dress fly. I don't need to wear. I don't wear NFL attire.
Is that what they call it? So where you at, Jonah? I hear.
I'm at the neighborhood getting some groceries for the storm coming.
Oh, okay. So you one of those people. You one of those people.
Gotta get the milk and the bread, man.
Hell yeah.
He's one of those people, Biggie.
And
my
then when it
mom's
happens,
the same way.
And then when it happens, you ain't gonna have any food.
No, but see, I don't go shopping. I send Mrs. H.R. Jessica Johnson to go shopping. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it over here. And keep it 100. Don't tell
and then when something happens, you're not gonna be able to function.
I can function.
Okay,
that's one thing I can do. Function. You're probably right. I can't. Siri, beep. How do you feel? Function. Thank God for Siri, because everybody's a spelling bee champion. But folks, we was off last week. We're gonna have a special guest, Coach Price, the head coach of Colorado High School basketball. Trying to get his team to a state championship. Was there last year. Fell a little short in overtime to the Dale City Eagles. But, hey, he had everybody coming back. Then he had a young man. Not only can he catch and knock people out, but he can also dunk a basketball. Mr. I can't think of it. My mind went blank. I know he came from Bishop James.
Oh, Marcus James.
Marcus James. Yeah. Man, Jonah, the funny thing is you see these guys in pads. Man, you get this guy out of pass, man. He is,
huge.
He's huge. It's a body painting, he eats good. So, young men, if you're looking to role model yourself out of somebody that has a nice fatigue, look this young man, because he's fatigued. I mean, you got a good one, when he first came on to Carl Albert from Bishop, I watched him play a little bit when he's at Bishop against, a couple of games. Watched him against Guthrie, then I watched him against, Carl Albert. And I tell you, he came over and brought his talents to Carl Albert. You can say they sharpened it up a little bit more, man. So a little bit of love to him. A little love to all the young men that signed last week. LaDainian and his cousin both be going to OSU.
A couple of good pickups for them, really.
Big pickups for Oklahoma State. Helped them in the Big 12. And then Braylon Adama be going to UCO. Going to be a Bronco. Hopefully he can go take care of business, do some good things there, and maybe even find himself in the Division I level. The kid got the talent, so we shall see. Jonah, what's been going on with you on your side of town?
Trying to keep warm. It's cold as hell. Colder than the polar bear's toenails.
True that. Okay. I've been having to layer up every time we go to work because the heater's not working right.
At work?
Yeah.
That's
and
fine.
they won't let us wear hoodies or nothing, so I gotta wear a bunch of long sleeve T-shirts under my polos and
you might be
sweatpants under my jeans, and
I don't know what to say about all that now, man, because I feel like they're kind of doing you wrong, but they probably do that to keep y'all awake and keep your attention because, you're cold.
We only see maybe 5-10 customers a day. I don't know why.
You're working for free, huh?
So, I don't know.
So you back in school?
I'm getting ready for this.
Yeah, I am back in school. This semester is going to be a little bit of a doozy. Got 6 classes this semester. So
six classes.
6 classes. Well, it was 5, and then I show up to my first day of classes. And my professor starts talking about a lab. I didn't know nothing about a lab for this class, so I go up to the professor after class. I was like, "Hey, you're talking about a lab. I'm not enrolled in a lab. Is it just an extension of this class, or what's going on?" And he's like, "Yeah, you need to go see your advisor and get enrolled in a lab." So how to do that?
It's called withdrawal.
Well, I mean, it's one of the classes that I have to take in order to get my I can't get my degree without taking that class. So, but. It'll all work out and everything. I'm actually kind of excited for it. It's going to help me better, my reporting skills and my news writing and everything like that. So, yeah. And then, one of the requirements is, all the stories that I make in that class, which I think I should have 4 stories, I think is what he said total. I'll have to, promote them on my social media, so learn a little bit of, marketing myself and everything. So, if you see me posting articles on Twitter in the next couple weeks, check them out. I don't know what they're going to be about yet, but probably something to do with OU and what's going around in Norman and stuff like that. So it'll be pretty cool.
That's big time. That's big time, Biggie. Congratulations. I know you
I will never go back to school.
Oh, also, I'm going to plug myself on here, too. I'll be on the Sooner Sports Pad that goes live on ESPN Plus at 7:30 every Tuesday.
That's what we do over here. Keep it 100.
So you might be able to catch me on ESPN Plus on Tuesday nights at 7:30. So if you got ESPN Plus, get tuned in. Which I mean, so it's only my first semester. I'll probably just be in the live audience, and then I'll do a little bit of the behind the scenes work. I'm not anchoring, but you might see an appearance on me, a little camera pan by me, and I'll wave or something.
He's very blessed, very blessed to have that, man. Hard work pays off. I tell everybody, I don't care, no matter what you do in a sport, life, anything, hard work pays off. And I mean, you know, you doing this little side gig with us at Keep It 100, been with me about 3.5 years, going on 4. It just shows you what we've done, bringing Jonah on. He's at the grocery store, and he still comes on the show, folks, because we gotta have the show must go on. Like I said, it's different doing it twice a month instead of doing football. Basketball is kind of hard to try to keep up everybody, man. I'm sitting trying to keep up every game and trying to talk about all the good games, and there were some great games this weekend.
What games did you go to this weekend?
This weekend, I went over and watched the Titan Classic. You know, since they went, Jennifer Douglas talked about this last time we had a show, is that, now they went district. So a lot of these teams, like the Colorado Classic, used to be really, really big. They had a girls and the boys tournament, but this year it was just the girls only. And so I went over and watched them doing the daytime, because they kind of ran it like in the afternoon, about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then the boys played over at the Moore Invitational, which was a good tournament. So yesterday I caught the girls' game, went and grabbed a little bit of dinner with the wife and some friends. Then we ran over and caught the boys' game at 7:30. Both teams came up short. The girls came up short. A young lady from Sand Springs, Shakari Wilson, I'd say maybe she might be 5'5", 5'6" at the most, but she kind of led the Sand Spring, to the victory over Carl Albert, 61-49. Just her speed, man. Jonah, she was so fast. I hope she ran track. I got a chance to talk to her after the game. I told her like to have her on, got on Twitter page, but just want to give her a little bit of plug of what her and her teammates did over at Sand Springs. Sand Springs is a bigger school than Carl Albert. It's 6A.
I was just about to ask that. How's they in the 6A?
Well,
was it not a 5A?
No. And it's so weird because like when you go to tournaments, in high school, no matter what class you in, it ain't like how it was when we were. But no matter what class you in, you can go play. You could be a 2A team playing in a 5A or 6A tournament, kind of like Dale.
Nice.
And
Dale. Yeah, they were a 2A team and ended up winning the Tournament of Champions last year. I don't think they won it this year. But.
No, they didn't. They didn't win it this year. I think Edmond North won that tournament. Yeah. But getting back to the Carl Albert girls tournament, they had some good teams in it. They had Westmore was in it. They got a young lady that's really good.
How does the excuse me, no, interrupted. How's the boys Westmore team? They were looking pretty good.
Well, they were looking good. I watched them play the other night. They played against Carl Albert the other night. Was it Carl Albert that played the other night? I think they lost the other night because the two boys, young men that was really good for them, are now at Dale City High School.
Oh, they transitioned.
They took their talents right down the street to Sunny Lane and said, "Hey, we're gonna leave Westmore and go to Sunny Lane." So they'll be playing for Lenny Hatcher here in the next few weeks. So that gives him a good opportunity to try to go repeat. I think 5A boys is wide open though, man. With Mill City, they played a tough game last night. Got beat by Deer Creek. Was it Deer Creek they got beat by last night? How do I saw that? I had that. Because Mustang, yeah. Who they get beat by?
I'm trying to look right now.
I got it on here, man. So when you get old, Jonah, it's hard to see. The Mississippi 5A boys lose. They lose a close one to Deer Creek, 66-63. Which Deer Creek's a good team, so the Bombers lose. I think that's the second loss of the year. But them being in 5A, then Coach Price, we'll have on here in a little bit, having Jamarcus James come on the team, and I know he's made a big difference. They lost a player. He ended up withdrawing from school and going to another school, and so Marcus James comes out, and it kind of helps him a lot, man. You can kind of see the team is kind of transitioned a little bit, man. I mean, the Marcus James kid is very athletic, man. They did a deal on him just the other night, him dunking, and he does a 360 like windmill, man. And you know, I know Venable's got to be licking his chops because you know, like I said you earlier.
Oh, is this the football player?
Yeah, the football player, man. I mean, the kid is athletic and he's strong and he's very aggressive. So, you know, he's going to help them a lot because he's just a big body, you know. But Moore had a big young man. I mean, Jonah, if you saw this guy, I mean, just he had really, really soft hands for a big man. I mean, he was, 6'8", 330 pounds.
Jeez.
You know, he played
300?
330 pounds, big man. I ain't lying to you. I'm keeping it 100 with you.
So they had a line.
Does he play football too?
He played football too. He's a starting. I think he's an offensive lineman.
So he's probably a tackle.
Man,
I know more had. I think they have a guy that's walking on at OU. Is it
man,
that
this
kid?
This kid was. I'm telling you, man. He ended up getting MVP of the tournament. He had some of the softest hands I've seen for a big man. I mean, you know, you probably threw an egg at him, he wouldn't drop it. But I just tell you right now, man, 330 pounds, 6'8". I think he had about 14 to 15 points last night, and he was just a fit on the boards for Carl Albert. You know, he just had a lot of putbacks. And plus, man, you got to realize somebody that big wearing on your body that whole game.
That's the whole game,
lot,
right?
Man, that's a lot of man on you the whole game. But I tell you, man, you know, he didn't get up and down the court the whole time, but majority of the time he got up and down the court. But let's talk a little college football, you and Big E, and a little NFL and Thunder before we bring Coach Price on.
Yeah, I think the last time we talked, I don't think Alabama had hired their head coach yet. So
that's a horrible hire.
I don't think it is. I mean, he's won everywhere that he's been at. Yeah, I mean, he's only lost 10 games in his career as a head coach.
But I'm saying that's a horrible hire. Following up Saban, I wouldn't take that job.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I think that's part of the reason why a lot of the bigger name candidates didn't take it. Like they interviewed,
right.
Yeah, they interviewed Dan Lanning. He didn't want it. Who else? Lane Kiffin, Steve Sarkisian, like a bunch of those guys.
I would have thought Dabo would have took that since that's his dream.
Yeah, I don't even think they interviewed Dabo. I don't even think they I don't even think they looked his way because just kind of how Clemson's been the past few years and the way that they're kind of not living up to their expectations. But, you know, transfer portal's going crazy right now with Alabama players and Alabama players are leaving. Washington's players are leaving. Arizona's soon going to have
that quarterback left?
No, right now that quarterback and that wide receiver are still they haven't announced that they're going into the portal yet.
He left.
They're going to go through their head coach, man. Why wouldn't
you?
I mean, I don't see why not. And then, but you know, it's all some craziness going on. You know, at first when I saw the notification or the tweet or whatever, I didn't believe it. I thought it was fake. I was like, no way, Nick Saban's going out on a loss. But you know, he decided that.
What else is there that he can?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I guess to prove.
Right, and I think you know he's old-fashioned. I don't think he's a
huge
fan.
Right?
Yeah, he's not a huge fan of the NIL and the transfer portal and everything like that. So, I think he was done. But yeah, it should be. I don't know. College football is going to look quite a bit different, you know, without him coaching. Hopefully, I hope he gets into like a media job, like on College Game Day or something like. Maybe replace Lee Corso or something like that.
That's probably already in the works.
No, he'll probably go work for Fox. I can see him at Fox, and he could also, like you said, he could be on that show on ESPN on Saturday mornings. Man, he kind of fits that because you know the one man's getting too old and see now. So
that's what he's talking about. Lee Corso.
Yeah, like
I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of being like, I was here looking at my notes.
Yeah, but I think it'd be cool to see him do that. You know, get to kind of speak his mind on like what he sees and what he thinks is good and everything. I think that'd be cool. And then NFL wise, you know, Bill Belichick out as Patriots head coach. It's looking like
he needs to go to Cowboys, but I don't see him.
Yeah, well, Jerry said he's keeping McCarthy around for another year, so. But it's looking like he's gonna go to the Falcons. Yeah,
I don't see that. No. I don't see that mixing.
Yeah, I don't either. You know, Falcons, they're a young team, and you know, you look at Bill Belichick's teams, like those have all been seasoned veteran guys that have kind of brought him to the championship. I mean, he had Tom Brady for the most of his career, and you know, he did a lot of that. And the teams that you know he was allowed to build around them, you know, you had guys like Wes Welker and Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman,
5th round picks.
Yeah, I mean, just guys that he would find like diamonds in the rough. But yeah, that'll be interesting. But yeah, coaching carousels in full swing as it usually is around this time of the year. Coaches get fired, and and then those vacant positions get filled up by maybe some coordinators that deserve a chance at a head coaching job, or head coaches that are maybe near the end of their career or whatever like that. So it's interesting. But moving to the playoffs, so yesterday you had the Ravens beating the Texans. Texans, they had a great season. I mean, great season. That was a team that people thought would be back where they were last year, maybe getting the first or second overall pick. But, C.J. Stroud had a heck of a year. I think he'll win Rookie of the Year. Got those guys to the playoffs, won a playoff game. And then, first-year head coach DeMeco Ryan, he had I think they definitely exceeded expectations. And, in a division where that division's not very strong. That looks like a team that's going to be able to dominate that division for a while. And then you also had the 49ers and the Packers.
What about the Packers? Did he just click at the right time?
Yeah, I mean, really, the Packers played.
I thought that game was going to be a blowout. And I was like, what in the world?
Yeah, I mean, Packers, they showed up, and, I was definitely impressed with how close it was, and, how they had a chance to win at the end of the game.
I don't know what was going on with Purdy.
He got away with a couple drop picks there. I mean, I think if one of those interceptions that first one that they almost threw would have went 6 the other way.
Correct.
But I think if one of those picks are made, I think the Packers sneak away with that win. Or there's a lot of things. There's like 3 or 4 like pivotal plays that happened where the Packers could have won that game. You missed a field goal. You get the bad spot on the 4th and goal, and they do the tush push. Everybody's saying that should have been a first down. And that would have been maybe 3 points if the kicker makes the kick there. And then, at the end of the game, you had like 2 timeouts and a minute to go down the field and score. Jordan Love, his inexperience showed on that last drive. I think he tries to make a throw across his body, into triple coverage. So he admitted that mistake in the post game press conference. He's like, I should have thrown that ball away. Or really, he had room to run if he wanted to gain some yards. He could have picked up 3, 4, maybe 5 yards, get out of bounds. But all in all, like as a Packers fan, I'm not disappointed in this season at all. I don't think there's any Packers fan that is. People were saying that we may win 4, maybe 5 games this season, and looking at a top 10 pick. But they were able to be the youngest team to make the playoffs since like '73, I think is what I read, and be able to be the first 7 seed to beat a number 2 seed. And put up a good fight against the first seed, and who's probably the Super Bowl favorite this year. Had a chance to win that game, so I'm not disappointed in the slightest as a Packers fan. I'm actually quite excited for the future. You got a lot of young guys that got a lot of experience under their belt this year. That's going to translate in the future years, and we're not going to be losing a whole lot of free agents. Really, there's not a whole lot of big-name guys that are free agents for the Packers this year, and I think the Packers proved enough this year to where, those free agents. I think A.J. Dillon's one.
I think they need to
Darnell
probably
Savage Go ahead.
Sorry. The draft on defense probably where they need to focus on. The offense is legit.
Yeah.
I think the defense is.
Yeah.
And then Detroit. What about Detroit?
Detroit. I mean, they're great.
Baker's gonna knock them off today.
Yeah. I mean, I hope.
But it
ain't
gonna matter. San Fran and Ravens for Super Bowl.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think San Fran can beat the Ravens.
Yeah, that Ravens defense.
It's Lamar. I think it's Lamar's year.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but
this is pretty cool though. If he wins, it'd be him and his brother. When was the last time you ever seen that? His brother wins.
Oh, back to back.
Oh yeah,
wins college and he wins the NFL.
Yeah. You got the hardball.
So you think Tampa's gonna win today, Tony?
No. I'm cheering for Detroit. Uncle Jerry, Mom's brother, was always been a Detroit fan. I remember watching Detroit and the Cowboys play on Thanksgiving Day. It's always good to see somebody new. But I do. I like to see Lamar get one. I'm not a big San Fran fan. I just think they're kind of like the Cowboys, just a little bit better, smarter with their money and the players they get. I mean, that's a super cast all-star team, but how long are you going to keep those guys together?
Yeah, you're not going to be able to pay all those guys.
Detroit, like to see them, like to see Baker, being an Oklahoma guy. I think Philadelphia just fell off at the very end, man. They're not who
I think they figured it out. No, I think they just figured it because they just rushed every play.
He's not a very good quarterback. I never thought he was when he's at Alabama.
He's a good quarterback if he has time. They're just sending everybody.
His whole demeanor just makes me sleepy every time I watch him.
He tries to be too much. That's that Nick Saban in him.
It's like he's just too damn cool.
That's the coach's son.
But hey, I want to say real quick, man. Let's give a shout out to Zoe Williams getting a lot.
Head coach of Lawton.
The head coach of Lawton. Was it the Wolves?
They are the Wolverines.
Yeah. Lawton Wolverines. I know Jonah played against him. I played against him back in the day when we was in Midway City, but Joe will be taking over that program. He's gonna come with some good athletes, and don't know what he's gonna do with staff. I haven't talked to him, but I know he got the job. And then Coach David Whitey will be the new Westmore head coach. Guys didn't know. I'm pretty sure everybody knows by now. But we keep it 100. We break the news before everybody else broke it that he was going to be Westmore's new head coach. But nobody wanted to say nothing because they wanted to keep it under the wraps. But, hey, keep it 100 finds out, and we put it out. That's what we do over here. But, Jonah, I got to ask you, though. Your son goes to Brink. He's going to be an 8th grader. What do you plan on doing with your son? Because there's times, there's things you're going to have to do because, one, you get a new head coach. And, what you going to do?
We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. They kind of did him kind of wrong this year in 7th grade. They played that mama daddy ball stuff. So, it is what it is. Just gave me a little sample of.
Might have to go to that school over there off of Post Road.
What school was it?
Carl Albert. He can win him a couple rings, and the OU coaches are going to be. I
ain't worried about a couple rings. I'm worried about not paying $100,000.
Yeah, well, the OU coaches, they got heavy roots in there.
You can send them over there to the gold standard.
He said gold standard to what? Learn.
Over there, you'll have roots at Tulsa and TCU. So, somewhere. Tulsa's a good school, business, private school. Let's get a good education over there in Tulsa.
Watch football. Tulsa's a great school because there's no fans.
He said no fans. I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll see. He's got one more year.
I got to ask you guys real quick, we're talking about the college transfer portal, but what do you guys think about this high school transfer portal? You got kids that, you got the Graham brothers that was
what happened to that, wasn't there a kid that just left recently? Didn't tell his players in basketball?
Oh, you talking about the kid from Carl Albert?
He went to Edmond.
Yeah, it's Carl Albert. Yeah. Carl Albert's,
what was that?
He just, I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. I might let E ask that question to Coach Price. We're going to have Coach Price on in a minute. So, I don't know, man. I don't think they knew what was going on, man.
That's what I heard.
He just withdrew from the school and said, hey, I'm taking my talents to Santa Fe. But let's talk about that real quick, though, man. Just think about it, man. The kid is a senior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He's a senior. You only got maybe 8 weeks left for basketball?
Yeah. Is he going to be eligible to play this year?
That's what I'm saying.
It's open.
It's not open. That's the key. It's not open.
It's not. You still have to.
You have to move. You gotta. Okay, this is real.
Maybe he moved.
No, he didn't. He went as homeless.
But.
So
homeless.
I don't know the whole story, but I'm gonna tell the bits and pieces I kind of know that hey, the coaches didn't know, his parents didn't know, got mad. The AAU coach told him to come over here. I think a little bit might have had to do with James coming out. He ain't going to come and say that. But the kid already had a D1 offer, which to me, I don't know why you leave if you already got a D1 offer. It was to a smaller school.
Finish
but
out
still,
the season.
Finish up the season.
You're just going to.
I think, adding him and James both would have been dangerous. But he packs up and leaves and goes over to Edmond Santa Fe. Tries to enroll, but I don't think you can enroll because I think you still got to have some kind of proof of living and all that, but he's
I don't think.
But I don't know what's going on.
Unless if there's something shady going on, like under the table or something, I don't think he'd be eligible to play for Santa Fe for the rest of the year.
I don't think he's going to be able to play, but sometimes these kids get this bad advice, man. It's kind of like the young man that was over at Millwood, Jay Nickens. Or that
yeah, Nickens.
I don't think he's going to play for Douglas.
He's not playing this year for Douglas.
So these kids, man, I don't. Parents and whoever, AAU coaches, quit giving this advice. It's kind of like the Graham boys, young men. They were at Westmore throwing touchdowns and playing in the second round of state champion. Now they're over at Dell City shooting baskets.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get it. I mean, it's just I think it's gotten to the point it's gotten too wild now, man. It's like
they're
the wild,
renting
wild
your
west.
service.
Yeah.
It's called renting your service.
I understand that, but man, it's not what it's like, man.
If
Back
you're gonna
in the day, it was loyal. You know, I don't feel like it's loyal anymore.
Nothing is loyal.
Man, when we played,
Coaches
it was loyal,
aren't
man.
loyal.
I'll say I'm
Because we were
for.
brainwashed.
I'm not saying I'm not gonna say that. I think there's some coaches that are loyal to these kids. I think a lot of times these parents, you know, want the coaches to do everything. That's why I do a lot for my daughter myself. If I'd have done that for my boys, it'd have been better. But I lean on somebody and I learned, hey, don't lean on that person. That person's gonna tell you what they want to hear. They're gonna pat you in the back the whole time. We playing this shit, but as soon as they get done playing, they looking for the next Gabe and Deshaun. So folks, parents, if you listen to the show, listen. Don't get me wrong. You love your coach. You like your coach, but it ain't your coach.
You don't love your coach.
I love my coach. I love Coach Huggins to this day. He was good to me. But I'm saying these parents put too much weight on these coaches' shoulders and think they're going to do everything for them. No, that's why I'm educating you on this show for free, folks. Get your camera out. Get your Twitter out. Get your Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever you got, TikTok, Big Talk, MySpace, Your Space, whose other space.
AOL.
That's it. Put it out there on your kids. Atari, Nintendo, put it out there on your kids. Show them what's going on. Let coaches get in front of them. That's their interview. Don't be having no hip-hop, killing Johnny B and whoever else on your thing. Put it out there. Show their video. Show them dribbling. Show them catching. And guess what? If that coach thinks they're cool, they're going to say, I must take a look at Noah. I'm going to take a look at this player. But these parents are worried about, oh, my God, such and such didn't do enough for my kid. Well, they're not. They're looking for the next kid. They're looking for the next kid of yours. And I'm not trying to dog any coaches, but that's their job. Hey, I got to win. Now high school, ask Zoe, high school, if you don't win, they do what?
Later.
Sorry.
They let you go.
See you when I see you.
So, coaches, you got to win. Yeah. You know, you got to develop players. I see a lot of kids like to develop. That's why I'm always in the gym with my daughter. I can't worry about Coach E or Coach B or Coach T or whoever to take care of Zoe. They only got so much time with Zoe. But guess what? Parents, get off your butt. Quit smoking your Newport, your Cools.
He said Newports.
Your Marlboro Lights, regular. Get up and go to the gym with your baby. Go get some shots in with your baby. Video your baby what's going on, because at the end of the day, it's your job. They're interviewing for the job. Am I right or wrong, guys?
No, you're right. Yeah, but like as far as
we hit
kids
on
transferring,
Texas in the transfer portal.
No,
they've been doing some work. They got that receiver from Alabama.
Some work. They killing it.
They gonna win it. They gonna take over the SEC. Texas.
Right.
I think OU's gonna be fine in the SEC. And I will say real quick though, I got the
next year.
I saw Sperry. I told you I texted you guys the other day. I saw that young man. He was coming out of weight room. Man, that dude put on some meat.
Eating meat, steak and potatoes.
He's steak and potato, grits and eggs, whatever. Mama cooking
them OU
good.
coaches probably already got him on a.
I'm telling you right now,
workout and diet.
His chest is. He looked like me back when I was in school.
Oh, I wouldn't say. Oh,
looked like me, like Incredible Hulk.
I thought this was keeping it 100.
It is. You know, I was big back in my
told
day.
A lie.
You said what?
You just told a lie.
What lie did I tell? Young man, what lie did I tell?
You were big. The only thing big on you was your head.
No. Okay.
And that mustache you had, looking like Steve Harvey.
Oh, did you have a Steve Harvey mustache?
He had a Steve Harvey.
Hey, real quick, I know we on
caterpillar
sports.
On your lip.
Yeah, I had a little bit of something with the Bill Cosby sweater. But hey, real quick though, what's up with these comedians? What's his name?
Cat Williams.
Cat Williams.
Oh,
that
was an interesting interview. I actually watched that because I saw clips of it on TikTok and I was
talking about everybody and their mama.
He was name dropping everybody.
I mean, if you think about it, how these comedians just came out of nowhere, like Kevin Hart, they all just from nowhere. Like, it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, they just kind of showed up.
Just pick and choose.
But no.
So who are we supposed to have on today?
We're gonna have Coach Price. You know, we're gonna talk
Who's
to
Coach
him.
Price?
The head coach of Colorado men's basketball team.
Gotcha.
Played in the state championship. I'm gonna try to have a man's coach and a woman coach. We'll have a woman's coach on next. Hopefully, we're supposed to have a young lady from Mustang. She's probably one of the best dressed coaches here in the state. I got to give it to her. she booting Wilson.
Yeah, I
ready
will
to
say
go, so.
a lot of basketball coaches have some swag.
Yeah, I
like when they
that,
step
man.
out. Like have you
I
ever
like
seen
that.
the LSU women's head coach?
I like it when
They got this. They got those Hillary Clintons on.
Yeah, I mean, I like it when a woman or a man dresses up and goes to do his job, because one of my old bosses always told me, "You look good, you sell good," and that's keeping it 100. So, but let's get back to some of the things that I got on here before we bring Coach Price on. Like I said, I got a chance to hang out. It's a couple tournaments this weekend. I did the men's and women, but the lady Titans got beat. By, like I said, Sand Spring, but they was led by a young lady, Sakura Wilson. Hope I'm saying her name right. And then Carl Albert was led by a young lady, Jakari Brown. I mean, she had 14 points, 5 rebounds, and a couple steals and blocks. Just a sophomore, folks, so keep your eye on this young lady. Oh, the Yellow Jackets, they brought home some gold. It wasn't in football, but the coach over there in basketball, women's basketball, said, hey, if my man CB can't do it, I can do it over here. So Choctaw gets the win over Wausau in the Moore Invitational, 48-42. Got a chance to watch that game. Pretty good game. Meredith Hawk and Coach Hawk Bombers, took their talents over to Choctaw, but their young daughter had a good game playing the post presenter. So Choctaw got a couple girls that can shoot the ball, and number 3 for them is a real good ball player, 13. I've seen her train with one of my buddies, so good job on the lady Yellow Jackets winning. Coach Jeannie over at Douglas, she just keeps winning. So she does. She ended up winning the UConn tournament. Ended up beating UConn in the Shawnee.
Are they still undefeated?
Still undefeated. Stay undefeated. The Lady Bombers got beat by the Yellow Jackets and put them in that third place game, and so they ended up beating Moore yesterday.
I will say, good. Choctaw, their basketball teams, both of them are doing pretty good this year.
Pretty good. So. Got a chance to watch the Edmond Lady Bulldogs. Really, really good team. I'm hoping I pronounce her name right. That's what she's just a junior. Is that Jade?
I can't see where you're looking.
Right here.
Oh,
Janiyah
Williams.
Her team. I think she was a transfer in from Stillwater, but she takes them to third place. They only lost 2 games. It seemed like the 2 games they lost this year was to Sand Springs. So Sand Springs got the Lady Bulldogs number. So hope they can get that figured out before they go to state because they got their number. Westmore. They get the win, I think, over Dell City. They were led by a sophomore, Kylie Pertage, both making the All-Star team. Her and that Jayla Williams both make the all-tournament team. This is the big one right here. PC West get the win over Edmond North. Edmond North has been the last 2-year state champion in women's basketball, but they get upset yesterday by PC West. Lady Huskers get upset. Lost a close game, 74-75. That place was jumping. That was up in the Tulsa tournament. So good job. If that game would have been close, I would have checked that one out. What we got right here is the Mustang over Choctaw boys. Choctaw's supposed to have a pretty good team, but Mustang got a couple guys that can play themselves. Got a chance to watch them over the Christmas break, but they get the win over Choctaw. And then you had Midway City boys getting beat by Deer Creek 66-63. And this town tells you right there where Deer Creek is doing out there. And then the Carl Albert played in that Moore invitation. They got beat by the Moore Lions, man, with the big man. I'm telling you, man, this young man was cold. They got beat 60-45. Was led by Ebby, 330 pounds. He could move for a big man. And so I had to give him a big shout out. I ended up DMing him today on his Twitter and just told him, hey, great job. And, congratulations. Good luck to the rest of the season. Then got to give a shout out in wrestling. You remember Coach used to coach you, Jonah?
Who was that?
What was his name? Miller, Coach Miller. His son, Kaysen, got his 100th win for Carl Albert the other day in wrestling. So, congratulations. You remember old Coach Miller coached you over at Eastside Jets?
Was it Eastside or German?
It was Eastside. He coached over at Eastside. Eastside Jet. He coached Gabe a little bit, and his son's over at Carl Albert had a daughter that cheered for Olivia. So, congratulations to him and their family and their son getting the 100th win in high school wrestling. That's pretty big time, man. I don't care what you say. Still pretty big time. Big E, anything before we bring this coach on?
No.
Before we let Jonah go? Jonah, anything before we let you go?
Nope. Stay warm. Be safe.
Stay warm. Be
you
safe.
as well.
All right, real quick before we let you go, who's in the Super Bowl?
Ravens, San Fran. I think Ravens pull it off. I hate to say it. I think this Ravens is clicking right now.
Okay.
Because Purdy's that quarterback. If he had a better quarterback, then yeah, maybe. But he looked like Iowa State Purdy the other day, yesterday.
Yeah, it happens though, you know. But you got to think the guy was what, a 7th round pick,
The last pick in the
last
draft.
pick of the draft. So I mean, what they call him,
Mr. Irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
Yeah.
So he played like that yesterday. But you know what? I mean, still as a rookie. No, he's not a rookie, but a second-year player.
Second year.
He got.
I mean, in a sense, he's still a rookie because he only played 3, 4 games
Yeah,
last.
but he got college kids making more money than him. You know, so. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy. That's why I said I really don't like this NIL. I don't like this high school. But hey, as a parent, you keep that ace of space in your back
He'll
pocket.
get a max extension after this year.
Who will?
Purdy.
No, I mean he's gonna get paid, but I'm just saying I don't like this transfer portal with these kids. I mean, I just don't like a kid can go play basketball.
Did you so somebody interviewed the I don't know, it was that the O lineman that just transferred to Iowa or that just I don't know, he's just committed there or whatever. Anyways, they interviewed him at a basketball game. Mind you, he'd never like officially entered the portal. But he said, "Yeah, I heard a couple of schools out. Like, and really, you're not supposed to communicate with kids that aren't in the portal.
Right.
So, you know, he said the quiet part out loud, and everybody got a good laugh out of that. So, maybe some investigation going on after those comments were said, but we'll see. Probably not.
I doubt.
The NCAA picks and chooses what schools they pick
they're not
on.
gonna
So,
It's like they're not gonna do anything in high school. These kids are packing up and leaving. You know, they lived in this, lived here, then they go here. So it is what it is, man.
That stuff been going on.
Yeah, but man, you know what? Be loyal. Be loyal.
Be loyal to what?
Be loyal to your team, your classmates, your teammates.
Loyalty got me messed up. I should have left.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, done it. Didn't. Guess what? You turned out all right.
I did turn out all right.
Look, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. But Joe, we're gonna let you go, break on Coach Price, and get this show jumping because it's cold outside and got things to do. But if you get a chance, if you don't ice, come catch out to round 2 of the Midwest City Bombers versus the Carl Albert 7th grade girls basketball team trying to stay undefeated. Finish up this week in conference play. They got Midwest City tomorrow night. But Jonah, thank you for coming on. We'll catch you next week on Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. We're going to bring on Coach Price, get the show ended up so I can go catch a little bit of NFL football. Our special guest today is Coach Price. Coach Price from Carl Albert. How you doing, Coach?
Hey, man, I'm good. Thanks for having me on today.
Oh, no problem, Coach. And I said, one of the best coaches. Anytime you can say 500 wins, you got to have the man on the show. Hey, all it does is help our show. But, Coach, I know you had a tough ball game last night, man, and I thought the young men played good all weekend. Got a chance to watch you guys play all weekend. Ran into Moore last night at Moore. Kind of put something on my Twitter. I can say it. I know you might be thinking the same thing I was thinking, but I thought they had some home cooking calls last night. But hey, it happens. But I just think it's only going to make your team better, as you can see. From the few weeks ago playing Crossing to now, the team has gotten way, way much better. And you got a couple underclassmen playing, and you got some seniors. But Coach, how do you feel as the season, as the team's doing so far?
Well, you're right on some of that. I mean, your goal as a coach is one to improve as you go. And I talked to even some of our kids about that. I was like, even the seniors, you guys are considered seniors now, but you haven't played your senior season, at the beginning. So I can't really expect you to play like seniors until you've got to play your senior year. So at the end of this season, we need you to be playing like seniors. And, same with the sophomores and the juniors. It's a process of improving as you go through the year, and you're hopefully playing your best when you get to the end. And we feel like we're on a path of that right now. We've kind of had some ups and downs and some plateaus and, not really improved a whole lot, but I've noticed in the last few weeks, seen a lot of signs of improvement, and some of those younger guys are really coming on and doing a great job. So yeah, that part's encouraging. And, last night, we didn't play very well and probably didn't play well enough, deserve to win. But, you got to work through some of those adverse times. And when it comes down where your season's on the line and you need to have already played in some games like that, so you know how to react to it. So it was good for us. I mean, even though you don't like to lose, it's still good experience for us and doesn't have any effect on our district standings.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You look at your team, man. Talked to you earlier this year We was kind of over at the little function they had. I think it might have been an 89th function. Midwest City and Carlisle and all the Middale teams, schools got together, and we got a chance to talk then. And
Yeah.
as you looked at your team, everybody coming back from last year, state final team, losing in overtime to coming back and having a lot of those guys come back. And you look at it, and like you said, it's like putting a puzzle together. You might lose one or two pieces, and you're like, oh man, we're gonna be fine. We can plug these other ones in, but right now, if you lost a couple ball games, lost a crossing, then you lose to Guthrie team, you can beat. Guys kind of fell apart the second half, but then you lose last night, and I tell people, like you said, no one likes to lose, but it's good to lose early, Coach, I think, than it is to lose late. And right now, I think you got one of the best guards in the state of Oklahoma. He's just a sophomore. Tell us a little bit about him because I know you're an old school coach. You look at your record, 500 wins, and you kind of let a young sophomore drive the Cadillac to the business. And I see that you put a lot of faith in this young man. So tell the listeners that don't know about Mr. Hopkins, what type of player he is.
Yeah, Jaden Hopkins, he's a sophomore starting guard for us, and he's just very electric, very explosive with the ball in his hands. He's got some real serious speed when he's got the ball, and he can finish at the rim in a lot of ways, avoiding contact, absorbing contact, going around the contact. He's just really good getting at the rim. And, when people extend their defense out on us, we try to free him up with a ball screen or something so he can get downhill and get to the rim and then create shots for other guys. But yeah, he's been tremendous in that regard. And, he's got some things to work on to get better as a complete player. But right now he's very explosive offensively when he can get down in the lane and create. We're working on some aspects of that with him on, not gambling and taking chances and stuff like that. But his ability to go score and go get some points really quick, really makes him valuable to us for sure.
That's big time, Coach. Like I said, I've got a chance to watch the guy, last year to this year. I mean, he's grown up a lot. One thing you talk about, you look at this, senior leadership with his older brother, then you look at, Reynolds, young man, and then, you had Russell go out the other night, young man scored, shoots 9 3-pointers in the first half, that's big time.
Yeah.
But, one thing I see that I think once you get down the road and all the puzzles really, really come together, because you can see it clicking. You can see it. And then when you kind of get everything going, because I think Reynolds hasn't really had a breakout game yet. And I watched this man, he can shoot lights out from the corner. So
yeah.
I just think once this all gets together, then you add another piece that just kind of came out late, and I know everybody's been kind of tickled about it. The young man's going to go play college football, but I tell you right now, he's an excellent basketball player. My mom went blank on his name earlier, DeMarcus James, but I just tell you, Coach,
Yes.
When you look at this guy, I mean, he's built like I try to tell my brother earlier before you came on, he looked like me when I was in high school. My brother told me I was a liar.
Hey, that dude, he is a physical specimen.
Yes,
and I'm telling you, he hasn't played for us. He played basketball, at his previous school, but he hadn't played for us. So we're kind of working out some of those kinks, and we haven't had a chance to practice a whole lot with him because we've been so heavy in games, but he's just going to get better, and that's the thing that we're excited about is he's going to get better. And as he's getting better, so are other kids are getting used to playing with him and him getting used to them and kind of, how each other plays together and plays off of each other. So we really feel like he's going to add a big piece to us just improvement wise over the next several weeks, getting ready for the playoffs. So yeah, he's been a great addition, and the guys have welcomed him in, and, he knows his role and he's learning it. And we're excited about, what that can turn out for here in the next several weeks for sure.
No, I really think he's a big part of it. A young man, I know they made a video of him over the weekend dunking, and somebody put one of the top dunks in the state. He kind of does a 360, whatever, windmill dunk. I don't know those dunks, but it looked really, really good. I wish I could do it. But
yeah,
looked really, really good doing it. But, you look at the guy, I got a chance to watch him last night, and I just really loved his demeanor. He banged with the big young man from Moore. I mean, that's just a lot of meat, bodying you up. But he did a really good job, and had some really good flashes. And even the game last night, Coach, you looked at it, I mean, the score might not dictate how close it was, but man, uh, I feel like the rim was kind of tight in the second half on us, man. You have a shot, go in and roll right back out. But, I think it's also a good loss because it helps you. One, you're playing a 6A big team that's probably going to be in the state playoffs. And
Yeah.
you guys are a 5A team. And like you said, kind of putting some things together. But I really think, overall, the young men from, Carl Albert Titans play really, really good. Coach, if you can, tell us a little bit about your staff.
Well, they're great, awesome. I mean, I'm telling you, that's one of the things that early on in my life, growing up in a coach's house, that's one thing my dad talked so much about is surrounding yourself with good people that you can trust and that'll work with you. And I've got a great group. I'm fortunate that I get two of my sons are helping me, my oldest son and my youngest son, and they're on my staff. So, they obviously know kind of what our expectations are and what they've heard all their life watching me coach and growing up around it and then playing for me and that kind of stuff. And then, Cameron Couch has just got a lot of great qualities in caring for young people and knowing how to work with young people, and his suggestions that we use. And Chaz Davis is another one that, has a lot of really positive attributes that, and the thing is that none of these guys all really have the exact same thing. Everybody's got kind of the same ideas, but everybody looks at it from a different point of view. And it really helps us to be able to process things and look at things from a different angle. And then, we just added Paxton Kilby this year, who came over from the girls program. He's been a head coach before, and, he's got a lot of good things to add and understands the game, understands kids. And so, man, it's awesome in practice. We can get a lot done, and we're doing a lot of film work, a lot of one-on-one film time with each of the coaches, taking a player or two and, going over their stats and their game and that kind of stuff. So it's really helping us kind of pull the kids together and help them to understand some things that they need to know about to put into play into, game situations. So having those guys, man, and being able to just rely on them to do some of the scouting stuff and the practice time and all that, it's great. It's a great help to a head coach, having quality people like that for sure.
Coach, I mean, you're exactly right, man. You got a great coaching staff, but I have to say you forgot one of the MVP of the whole staff, though, and that's Miss Price. I got to give it to her.
No
man.
doubt.
She's in the stands and she knows her stuff. So I tell people all the time, man, being a coach, man, and you're away so much away from your family, and your significant other has to be a big part of your support of you, and I know she is, and I know she's right there, and she loves every one of those young men like they're her son. So it's always good when a coach has a wife that's understanding, that can be right there next to him and supporting him every move he makes. I know she's a big part of that 500 wins because she's been with you through the good and the bad times. And like I say, Coach, I know you're knocking on the door of another state championship, and I think you guys got a really good opportunity. And I picked you from the beginning of the season, and I'm still going to stick with it because I just think what you got. And at the end of the day, like I said, you haven't played a complete game, and you're beating some games. Big E, you got anything for Coach Price?
Yeah, you look at the rest of your schedule. I mean, you got a couple of tough games coming up. You got to go back and play Guthrie, a team that beat you at the beginning of the season. And, just kind of what do you think it's going to take, to get on a good run the remainder of the season and have a good enough momentum heading into the playoffs?
Yeah, one of the keys is building consistency, and because that and you've got to be able to go do some certain things night in and night out. And one of the things that we're really focusing on is defensively, because it's going to be like nights like last night where you just can't throw it in. It's just not going in. So you got to keep yourself in the game by defending and rebounding. And I thought we did a good job of that parts of the game, and then we let it get away a little bit, and we still couldn't score, but we were letting them score. And then there were times where we weren't letting them score. We kind of kept our pace and at least stayed in the game. But that's going to carry with us throughout the rest of this time. And, we've got the game, with Guthrie and Crossings both circled on our schedule. We're excited about that. We've got a tough one coming up Tuesday with El Reno coming to our place, and certainly not going to overlook them. They're really solid, but it's going to be that. We just got to get to where we consistently play really good defense and rebound, and we trust our teammates on the defensive side of things to know that, if we make a mistake, somebody's there to kind of pick you up, and then we start eliminating those mistakes and just become really, really solid on that end of the court. And so that's something we're going to really emphasize over the next several games that we play and the practice time. We've got one break in our schedule after we play Tuesday. We don't play again until the next Tuesday. So we'll have some time to shore some things up and really get some good practice in and get ready for that final stretch. But, we got to go win out. And that's going to be our focus, is one game at a time, trying to, win each game one at a time and hopefully get ourselves in a position to host a regional.
Yes, sir, yes,
absolutely.
Well, Coach, before we let you go, I just want to say, Mid-Dale is pretty strong in basketball. You look what, Coach Hatch has done, won a state championship. You look at, Coach Noel over at Midwest City takes over the program from, Coach Corky, and what he's done with the Bombers this year. Only have 2 losses, and all you guys are sitting in 5A. So you kind of peak a little bit, and worry about the Bombers. And I know you played Dale City earlier in the Mustang Classic, and beat those guys, so you got a chance to go head to head. But just like anything that's in this world, man, everybody get moving. So it seemed like Dale City got, a couple move-ins. That was over at Westmore. Now they're at Dale City. So, that'll help those guys a little bit. But, you look at Mid-Dale's basketball and football is some of the strongest in the state. So do you ever kind of peek at your opponents, or you just like, hey, man, we just got to worry about the Titans?
Well, we do a little. I mean, you got to keep your radar up to kind of see what's going on around. I mean, we even watch the east side a little bit to see those scores and how they're interacting with each other's teams, and who's beating who and kind of who's rising to the top. And because you definitely got to watch out and focus on what's right in front of you. But if you're smart, you want to look ahead a little bit and go, if we get this scenario, here's what we might end up playing. And so I know there's a chance that we may cross paths with Midwest City and or Dale City on our hopefully our run to the state tournament. But you never know. Sometimes we may or may not. Depends on how the winning and losing goes. But you always kind of keep your radar out for those teams, and at least keep an eye out to know who's their what their strengths and what their weaknesses are, and not really focus on it intensely. But you do need to know who's out there and kind of keep an eye on them. But for us right now, we're focusing on El Reno Tuesday, and then we'll have some time to practice and get ready for that final stretch.
Well, Coach Price, man, I really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to come on this Sunday afternoon. I know it's chilly, and coming off a ball game last night, I know you want to get rested up and probably catch a little bit of film on El Reno. But Coach, I really want to say thank you for giving us this opportunity, man. Like I said, I got a chance to know you more and more this year by being in the gym, and you talk about your practice. I want to give you a shout out real quick. His practices are very intense, and it ain't no stopping. It's a constantly 100% moving. Sometimes I just like to be a kid and sit in the stands and just watch him practice. It's ran like a college, man. I'm just being real. It ain't no slow pace, man. And you talk about all your coaches, but like you said, every one of those coaches is doing something. Ain't no just everybody's kind of standing around. It's full pace until it's time to go. And like I said, I know Coach Price loves those young men because I know he starts early, and sometimes he's not leaving that gym to 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. For those kids to get extra shots in, but I know every one of those guys love you, Coach, and like I said, I've got an opportunity to get to know you better, man. I told you at first I was kind of scared of you, but now I got to get to know you, man. He's really laid back, man. Coach Price is really laid back, and great family, great sons and daughter and wife. So like I said, appreciate you, coming on and letting us be part of it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate those kind words, and it's something we do love to do, and the Lord's blessed me to give me that opportunity, and I want to make the most of it. And it's fortunate that I get to do it with my family and, my wife and daughter and kids and boys and all that. And they're all a part of it in one way or another. And it does make it's a lot of fun. It's a good time. So we just keep pressing forward and see how it works out.
Well, thank you, sir. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Well, folks, that's Coach Price, the head coach of Carl Albert High School men's basketball team. I think right now they got 3 losses, but last night they took a loss to a team that's really good, physical, played a really good game. Moore seemed like everything they threw up went in. I will keep it 100. I felt like Moore was barbecuing on the court. Had a lot of home cooking calls for him. Just every time. One of them was really so bad. They're throwing the ball. Moore's coming down.
Here, talk more in your mic.
Moore's coming down into can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Moore's coming down on their, throwing the ball in, coming down, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it comes off the Moore guy, and the Carl Albert guy's not even near him, not even near the guy, and they call a foul on him. And so you're like, what the heck? And so it just, Moore's coach, nothing to him. I'm real good friends with Coach Diddy, assistant coach over there, coach at Midwest City, won a couple state championship. He's assistant coach at Moore. But Moore's head coach, I feel like sometimes Carl Albert was playing 6-on-5. The coach was on the court so much as the players that there were 6 men on the court instead of 5. And, and some of the parents got the, hooping and hollering, which they're right because, the guy's on the middle of the court. I mean, Coach Price was in his box. Why is this guy not in his box? Aren't you supposed to get a text if you're not in your box?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this guy should have had a couple texts. That's how many times he was out of his box. But, like I said, I mean, no laws. Nobody wants to lose, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to get him better and get him ready for the playoffs. They had a couple guys that can go. They had a 6'8" kid. They had number 15. They had a couple guys that can shoot the ball, get to the hole. But the James kid, once they all kind of get together, Quincy and his brother both highlight reels. Trying to get the ball on the open court, they are going to dunk it. But I will say, the little younger brother, the sophomore, he went up for a dunk the other night and got rejected. It was cute and funny, but the kid is flashy though, so you can't nobody give him a hard time because he might come back the next time and do a 360 and dunk on you. So, but he did go up the other night and got stuffed. But I think the kid's only maybe 5'9", 5'10". But I'm telling you, by the time he leaves high school, he's gonna have a bunch of D1 offers. If he gets his brother's size, man, he's gonna be untouchable. But he got a couple other young guys that's playing the ball, and then like say, congratulations to Hutch Russell, hit 9 threes the other night against Altus, having a career high 29 points. But like to give him some love. But I just said, Middale is pretty strong. I think Lenny Hatchett is going to be back strong with adding the Graham brothers to the team.
Yeah.
The oldest one to play quarterback for Westmore. Heard he's a dog. He can go. I think he's just athletic. I don't think LaDainian is going to come out, but I tell you, if LaDainian do come out, I will really, really push Lenny in the front runner to win a state championship. But I tell you, Midwest City is playing lights out. They lose. Granted, they lose the other night to Deer Creek, but I just tell you this though. Midwest City's really, really good. They don't have an inside game. I think that's where Carl Albert and Crossing can kind of get them. Dale City got a big guy. They're tight end. Defensive end plays there, big boy. I mean, it's big body. Anytime you get a big body on you, man, it can wear you down. But Jones, Coach Jenny's doing some good things. I mean, I think they took second in the tournament. Dell, they're still Dell. Bigsby and all those teams on the other side of the state, which is good. Wassel girls, like I said, he lost to Choctaw girls. Mustang's a team you got to watch out for, girls and boys that they can be a contender in the 6A. I know Mustang beat Choctaw boys last night, so it's kind of tell you where they're at. But when you got Poe guy and you got the other young man that can shoot lights out. They got a few guys that can just flat out shoot the ball. You got a team that can shoot the ball and they're hitting. It's gonna be hard to beat anybody tonight. But I think with Carl Albert. Like I said, they haven't got the Reynolds guy going there. You got the Russell. You got Quincy that can get to the hole. I think Carl Albert got all the pieces. I think Lenny is 10 times better now, adding the Graham brothers plus what he already got. But I think Midwest City is a sleeper, a team that you got to watch out for. I think they will be contending for the state championship just because, with Henderson and the young man that came in, the Oklahoma State commit, I just think with those guys, man, if those two guys get hot, and they both can go for 25 and 50 points right there. Then plus with the other guys they got on the team, I know Henderson's little cousin can go, and then you got Brian Williams, the baseball star, that can go. So Midwest City's Coach Noel's done a really, really good job with them. There's a lot of great basketball, man. Shout out to Joey before we go to Zoe and their team still undefeated. Won the Chickasha tournament, beat Midwest City. Looking to win conference this week. They'll play conference. They get a bye because they're the #1 seed, but they'll play Midwest City Monday night. If the weather's permitting, they don't. They've beat Midwest City already once, a good game, 26-19. I just think that we got to come and play a little bit untight. I think they still play tight. I think if they play their game, they can do like they do to everybody else, man. They're just the twins and Zoe and Vanessa and Siani. I mean those girls and Gabby, and the rest of the girls on the team. When they get going, man, you never know who's gonna have a hot game. I said last time Brinley had a hot game, 16 points. Zoe had 6, but played really good defense and good assists and steals. So Annabelle didn't even score that game, and we still won. So just tell you get Annabelle going, what it can really be. Parents, if your kid is in 6th, 7th grade or 8th grade, sign up for that Super 16. Get them out there in for the combine so they can play in the little all-star game they have each year over at Carl Albert. Pretty cool deal. Big E, anything before we get out of here?
No. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Keep It 100.
100!
And we'll see y'all next time.
Check out my son-in-law's podcast. He's about to hit his 100th episode. I know when he hits his 100th episode, I feel good to me because I feel like he's part of the 100 group like we are.
Yeah. The You Should Know podcast.
You Should Know podcast. They gave us a little bit of love here and there. But check out Cam and Peyton. Guys are funny, kind of like Beavis and Butthead. I guess if me and E was Beavis and Butthead, we'll probably have a little bit more showing. But we like to talk sports. I like to talk sports. So does E. So Cam and Peyton both played sports. Cam was an outstanding basketball player in college. But check them guys out. Cam, Kennedy, and Peyton. Like I said, it should be called You Should Know podcast. And then they got a little bit of Mama Liv. And then you can check Liv and Cam out on their little TikTok things they do. Folks, we appreciate you tuning in, watching a great episode of Keep It 100. Listen to me and E talk high school sports in the state of Oklahoma and talk NFL, college, high school.
A little bit of all of it.
Everything. We got it, we're going to feed it to you. And that's what we do over here at Keep It 100, Oklahoma High School Sports. We'll see you next time. See ya.